by the chairperson of the Defense and Internal Affairs Committee, the Honorable Dorina Amule. She was our chairperson of the ad hoc committee. One, we were told that the Honorable Kyagulanyi was not in the barracks, that he had been flown from Arua and brought to Gulu for medical treatment or specialized treatment. I did ask Brigadier Kanyesiji Emmanuel, who is the commanding officer or something of the sort, what kind of ailment the man was suffering from, because by the time he left Kampala, he was not diureting, he was not complaining of malaria or anything else. He didn't tell us. We asked him who brought him and took him back. He couldn't tell us. But contradicting himself, he told us, you will see him this afternoon when he appears in court. Now, the man is not is not the spokesperson for the General Court Martial. He's a regular officer. He's not attached to the Court Martial. So he's assuring us that yes, he's going to be brought here. Little did we know that actually the man was in the barracks. So the next thing that happened is in the afternoon, we came back as promised us. We were allowed by the soldiers at the entrance. We sat into the compound where they showed us waiting. And after 30 minutes, they came with guns, surrounded us with, batons and guns, or a group of over 40 soldiers, and they flashed us out into the rain. Now, because they wanted to sanitize the process, they told us that they would allow only his lawyers. And that is when my colleagues in the committee asked me if I could volunteer to offer pro bono. And this I want to make clear for those that do not understand and do not bother about reading the rules of procedure. I would be conflicted if I was in this for gain, but I was asked to offer service pro bono. And it is only made at Lubega and the Honorable Suman Vasalgwa that were allowed under the curtain that they are lawyers. Otherwise, and we had been instructed to go and ensure the safety and welfare of our colleagues. So that was the only opening that was available. That did not stop me from being a member of the ad hoc committee. And when we came back, for those that again care to read, it is clear in our report that I offered pro bono. I'm not into this for gain. Now, for the benefit of the Honorable Nakabirwa, that she is able to understand that. Let me talk about transparent investigations and the role of the UPDF. The role of the UPDF is not to kill Ugandans, but to protect them. Well, they start with the president. I have followed the practice in this country that whenever there is an offense committed, the first thing that the police will do is to display the suspects. In this particular case, Bobi Wine as a suspect, Zake as a suspect, were being kept away and concealed from the public. And that's the reason they did not allow people to access Bobi Wine, even at the first trial in the General Court Martial, plea taking. Why? Because of the shape in which he was. So they were hiding him. Number two, it has been said people must not behave chaotic. I've even heard my brother Brigadier Masco saying, talking about the chaos, the anarchical politics. And I now receive a soldier instructing me on the kind of politics I must receive. And that is not anarch enough. Okay? One, I want somebody to tell me what the Honorable Kyagulanyi did that qualifies him to be described as disruptive. That he went and campaigned for somebody.
Under somebody.
And that somebody won. In Shema, there was an election. In many other parts of the country, there were elections. Where the NRM lost is where we did anarchy. These guns were supposed to be planted onto the Honorable Kyagulanyi Bujiri, except that they did not find him in the hotel where they expected him to be. And we are following. You don't know, intelligence is about receiving and keeping information. These Ofonobondos have information which they are not able to keep. That's how I knew that they would surround my house at 3 a.m. and I was not there. So, please, treat us with some level.
Just receiving information is not intelligence, by the way.
I said receiving and keeping it. But at least we are more intelligent that we were able to.
You're saying that last sentence?
No?
I did not say it's the last
Me, I'm
sentence.
saying it is the last sentence.
No, tell me
His
what he
talk show is
did
shared.
that qualifies him to be disruptive. Let me do this finally, since you're telling me to be
Yes.
final in this whole thing. Lydia talks about people respecting the rules of the game, and I entirely agree with her. One, if you have a president who is going to use his position as president, to use the resources of the country as president, to go and cause disruption, actually to me it is the president who is disruptive. Because where he does not go, there is peace. Before he goes there, we have peace. We had peace in Bujiri. There was no problem in Bujiri until the president went there. There was no problem in Arua until the president went there.
Ujiri, the guy died before.
Yeah.
But he was not killed by, at least not the same stone of Arua.
No.
He was shot.
He
He was shot with
Yeah,
the
we can't have
But the president was not
exchanges
there.
now.
I
yes.
thought for Lydia, the decency requires that you listen
Yeah,
to
but
me the
don't
same
tell
way I did.
lies, because I'm trying to correct
Yeah.
you.
No, don't correct me
He
where you
was
don't
not
have
in
information.
Bujiri.
Yes,
He wasn't.
Yes,
So how does he come
Honorable
in?
his army was
you
in
were doing
Bujiri,
the final,
and that's
yeah.
how somebody was shot.
hands.
At least he was not killed with a stone, with the Arua stone.
Honorable Katon, it would be unfair for us not to talk about events